Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 13, where we are talking about breaking down barriers. We are speaking to the lovely Rebecca. She is the founder, and well, rather not the founder, but she does actually have a centre that she hosts, which is We Rock the Spectrum. Now, I don't know whether many of you know that about We Rock the Spectrum. I'm just going to go live over here. It's First of all, I found out about We Rock the Spectrum many years ago when I first took my angel boy out. Oh, he was probably around three or four, and it blew my mind. It blew my mind in a way that I wasn't expecting because it was such a beautiful, inclusive space where, as parents of autistic children, we don't get to see that very often. We don't get to see a place where it really takes hold of our children and hangs on tight. So, Rebecca, thank you so much for coming on today. First of all, can you just share with our audience a little bit about your journey with autism and Fragile X?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate coming on here and being able to share.
Thank you.
So yeah, I've got two boys, one neurotypical, one neurodiverse. So my younger boy, who's 13, he has Fragile X syndrome, and we learnt about that when he was about 2 years old. So he was presenting, like just with some little things that I was having attended to and checked. And then when we finally did, the testing, we realised that he had Fragile X. So it was a big shock to the system. He had previously been diagnosed with autism, borderline, but I don't think that they were 100% convinced, that it was. So they sent us off for testing. So Fragile X is it's an intellectual disability. It's actually inherited as well. It's on the X chromosome. So I didn't know that I was a carrier at the time. So there's a 50% chance that your kids will inherit the full mutation if you're a carrier. So it presents a little bit like autism with sensory issues, lots of anxiety, and also just behavioural things as well. Not unlike autism.
Okay. And so, just a question out of that, because I don't really know much about Fragile X, and so I wanted to find out. Did you find, because you're the carrier, did you have any issues when you were younger yourself?
Oh, no. So, sometimes carriers can also be mosaic, which means that sometimes in some areas there may be some similar issues as a full mutation. But when you're a carrier, you have no idea unless someone in the family has sort of gone for blood work, with a specific intent to know. You just have no idea. So this obviously goes back generations, but we don't know how far because my maternal parents are passed. So we really don't have any way to know. But it just means that if you're a carrier, there are other things you need to be mindful of when you're a bit older, just in case.
Okay. All right. Sorry, are you getting a little bit of feedback, or is it just me?
No, there's a bit of feedback. Yeah.
So just so everyone knows, like, clearly you're trying to get all the good stuff, you're trying to get all like the phones and stuff, and still there's issues. Sorry about that.
I know. There is a little bit. Yeah, I can hear it too, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So did you know that your son had Fragile X before before you did the genetic testing?
Oh, no, I had no idea. So a few of the little things that I had already attended to before he was 2 was something like they call it a lazy eye. So at 8 months, I'd already gone to see someone about that. He had silent reflux, which now I understand is probably low muscle tone. So his valve at the top of the esophagus probably closing properly by a lot and sleep a lot.
Hang on, can you just repeat that because that didn't come through properly? I just don't want you to cover the speaker because we couldn't hear you properly. Just say that again.
Oh, okay. Like when he was 8 months old, like I already took him to an optometrist to get his eyes checked because I thought he had a lazy eye.
Right.
And then, and then I also, he wasn't sitting by 12 months, literally could not sit up. So, and had silent reflux, never slept. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And can you just share with people, in case they don't know, what is silent reflux?
So it's when like the valve at the top of the esophagus isn't closing properly. So the poor kid, the food would, come back up. So as opposed to vomiting, you just don't, it's like heartburn for kids. So,
right.
Which explains really poor sleep habits as well.
Absolutely. Okay. So what prompted you to start a We Rock the Spectrum Centre?
I think so. Like yourself, I saw, I saw something literally on Facebook. I saw that Preston were opening a We Rock the Spectrum. Started Googling and started reading all about the founder in America, Dana Kimmel, and just thought, oh my gosh, this looks fabulous. This would be amazing for my family. I'm going to do it. I sort of researched it and realized it was a sensory space, exactly what my child needed. So I just went all in and thought, yep, we're doing this.
I love that. And so how old was your son, your neurodivergent son, when you first opened it?
He would have been, probably about 4 years ago. So 8, 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's benefited, do you think, from We Rock the Spectrum?
Yeah, definitely. Like initially, he's got so much anxiety he couldn't come in. So over the last 4 years, he's built his capacity to come in and play and hang out with others, and he actually joins the holiday programs now. So I'm thrilled.
Oh, that is so lovely.
Yeah,
That's
he
so
never used
nice.
to, but and it's the only space I can be in. Like he can be there with me while I'm working, and everything's fine. Like there's no other place I'd be able to be with him in my workplace.
Yes. 100% on that.
Yeah. So yeah, which is amazing.
What do you think sets We Rock the Spectrum apart from every other centre?
Yeah, I always say that we're a play centre with a difference, and I think that's because before we even got started, we already laid out how we could make it more inclusive. Being a franchise, it's already inbuilt anyway, but even setting up the facility, I was able to keep everything in mind that my son, like that he would have an issue with. So, you won't find PowerPoints down low because we don't want kids, some kids just fixate on them. So, for example, you won't find any. But it's just a wonderful, inclusive space, and everyone who walks through the door can be their authentic self, and that's what I just really love about it.
Yes.
You don't have to hide who you are.
No, and I think one of the best things that I absolutely love when I first went to a We Rock the Spectrum Centre was there's a sign, and I believe this is everywhere, but there's a sign on one of the walls that says there's no need to apologise. Is that, or a space where you don't have to apologise? I love that, because as parents of special needs children, I feel like we're constantly having to apologise for something, for our child's behaviour, for their stimming, for their lack of, coming out and speaking to other people. Like, we're constantly feeling the need to apologize, and to come in a space where you feel like you don't need to apologize is so good. So good. Okay. Can you share with our audience some of the things that you can find in the center? Like, it's obviously you mentioned that there are sensory or play equipment, but what does that look like? Is it based around that whole like tactile and deep pressure, and is that the sort of thing that parents can, if they've never been, is that what they should be expecting?
Yeah, most definitely. So the space is also just a little bit smaller than other places. One noticeable difference is that we have padded out flooring, so it feels so much safer for our kids. So you can always rest assured that if they fall, they're going to fall on very soft flooring.
Yes.
You'll find a whole bunch of occupational therapy equipment. So my boy, not sure about yours, like my boy loves to sensory seek. So he likes to jump and sort of throw himself into things, and he really likes to feel the pressure, as he's doing it. So lots of crash bags, a zip line, and so lots of different swings, climbing apparatus. So it's kind of a bit like an OT office, but times 100 in size. And kids kind of naturally gravitate to, like a swing or a piece of equipment that makes their body feel good. So they don't even know that they're regulating or sensory regulating, but
Yeah.
usually they come out of their karma because they've been able to play and get their sensory needs met.
Absolutely.
So,
It's
yeah,
funny. I have been at your center for, I reckon, 2 hours. And by this point, I'm thinking, my son, surely he's like, it's not a huge center. So I'm thinking that surely he's like gotten a bit bored now. Nope. He is in there. He is
yes,
playing. And I think it's that sensory component, right? That regulation component
yeah,
where, it's so important for him to go and play on the swing. Then it's important for him to go on the flying fox. Then it's going to go
yeah,
and do something, some imaginative play. And like,
yeah,
I love that there are all those options. The other thing I really love is the fact that you have, what's it called? Visuals in the bathrooms, right?
yeah,
And visuals where possible. And I love that even on the website, there's like a social story. So many companies don't
yeah,
offer this. And I think that is paramount for parents to know that if this is a new space, that you can offer this and say, hey, look, we've got a really good understanding of what we can expect, which is wonderful. Do you find a lot of people tend to go to the social story much?
yeah, they do, and I always suggest it to parents if they're not sure how their child might react in a new space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a ton of visuals inside as well, so I know a lot of our kids use the now and next or the first and then, so we have
Mm-hmm.
all that set up so that families can come in and just go straight with their method of communication if they need.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my boy's totally visual and has been since he was little. So I just find it really natural to always make up some pics, and
Yep.
try and explain things in pictures.
Yes.
Even though he's quite verbal, I still find the pictures really helpful. So
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. And but isn't that the whole thing that we think in pictures anyway? Most of us, like that's
yeah,
goes back to like the Aboriginals
yeah,
and like doing the drawings on the walls and stuff like
totally,
that. So,
yeah.
okay. So, and you've also got like a storefront in the center as well where people can purchase things.
Yeah, we have a little shop with we stock some of the Kaiko products, which are absolutely
Good.
unreal.
Yes.
So good. We do use them as well, and so do the staff.
Mm-hmm.
And we have lots of Melissa and Doug items, which are really cool, sort of educational toys. Really good quality.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's fabulous. Yeah,
I love the Melissa and Doug range. I am obsessed. They're so
I
good,
know.
and they have saved me so many times.
Oh my
Um,
God. They're fabulous.
and there's a space where parents can grab a coffee or a tea as well.
Yes, like so I think also where we're different is we allow you to bring your own food because we know how much how many issues we might have with our own kids and their tastes and everything. So you can bring your own snacks. We do have a little snack bar just as emergency sort of thing. And yeah, we have barista coffee. So I think that's
So
really
good.
important for us parents.
100%. Just to be
Yeah,
able to know that your child is safe and that they're being looked after and they're getting that sensory regulation, and you can just take a moment just to breathe. I think that that's so important.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
It
love
is
that.
yeah, it's such a chill space. Like I was saying to someone the other day, I don't know if it was you or someone else, I just said the space is so calming, and I find that as a parent, when your child is jumping around, they're having a moment, even the parents relax in this space. So
Mm.
you probably know as well, like when we're, not settled or when we're not calm, it feeds through.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
the fact that we can be calm in this space because
yep.
the setting is so right for our kids means that the energy they have is also calm. So I find
Yes.
like it's a win-win. So
Yeah, 100%. And I think I don't know a parent of a special needs child or an autistic child that's not looking for a time where they can drink a hot coffee
oh my
in its
gosh.
entirety.
Oh my God, totally. You can have a hot coffee in here.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's so important.
I'll take it, I tell you. Oh my
Totally.
God.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it is. Like, how many times have you drunk it and it's been either cold or it's been
Yeah.
tipped over or it's been
Or you
broken
forget.
because it's been, do you know,
You
it just,
forget to drink it. You put it on the bench or you put it somewhere, you take a sip and you forget to go back. So,
yes, absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, can you share with the audience about our upcoming Coffee and Connection Family Day that we've got coming up in December?
Yes, we have a parent connection session coming up on the 8th of
Yes,
December. That's this weekend
I
between
know.
12:30 and 2:30. So it's just a wonderful chance. Come in. Nat's going to be there hosting. Bring the kids because you'll be able to still chat while the kids are playing. It's not one of those places, sometimes you want to go on your own because
Yeah.
there's not enough for the kids to do, but you will be able to. And come along for a coffee. That's on us. And
Yes.
come and chat with all the parents, with me, with Nat. Yeah, it's going to be a good afternoon.
It's going to be a great afternoon, and so parents can bring their neurotypical children if they want to. Is that correct?
Yes, most
Yes.
definitely. I
Yep.
think, yeah, the space is for everyone and it
Yep.
definitely makes it easier for neurodiverse families.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Because, and I know I've touched on this before with other podcasts, but it's so often I hear this from my daughter, who's neurotypical, around how my son always gets all the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
He is that understanding that he always gets to go and do the fun things, like she thinks therapy is fun, right? And
Oh my
getting to
gosh.
do all the outings and all that sort of stuff. And so it's nice to be able to show her. I'm really looking forward to being able to show her what
Yeah.
it looks like in this space so that she can have a play as well, right?
Yeah.
Because
Now, has
sometimes it can.
she been in? I can't remember if
She
she's been.
hasn't. No, because we
Oh,
usually
how
come, because
exciting.
obviously
Okay.
because we homeschool, we usually come in during the day, and I love it
Yeah.
because it's also quieter,
Yeah.
and it just really works for my son. However,
Yeah.
she's normally at school, so it'll be lovely to bring her along just so she can see it. And look, let's be honest, neurotypical kids need to regulate as well, right? It's not just
Yeah.
neurodivergent children, so it's important for her to see what that looks like. And I also like the fact that, and I'm sure I will correct me if I'm wrong here, Beck, but I would think that if you are having a moment with your neurodivergent child and you're thinking, gosh, I just need to get out, but I don't want to bring my neurotypical child because maybe they're not allowed. Was that the wrong thing? Like, do you think that parents should come if they are, regardless of whether they've got their neurotypical child with them or not?
Oh, 100%, 100%. Like we say, the space is for everyone. And, just I think this is exactly where barriers are broken down. That's,
Yeah,
by having everyone come into the space, and you don't have to even have a child with, with autism or with a disability or neurodiverse. It's a space where everyone can also learn about neurodiversity. So,
yeah.
so that those barriers do get broken down.
Yeah, I love that. And isn't that the whole part of educating the new generation that's coming through, right? Like I really want this new generation of kids to come through and see what it looks like to be neurodivergent and welcome it with open arms,
Yeah. Yeah.
rather than that idea of like, oh, that's different. I don't want to be
Yeah.
part of that. That's not for me. I really want to promote that inclusivity. And I think that We Rock the Spectrum does a beautiful job of that.
Yeah, that's exactly, I think, what we're trying to get through when people come in as well. So yeah, definitely. You just want everyone to know they're welcome, regardless of their neurotype.
Yes.
We're all
Yes.
humans. We all have, most of us, we have two eyes, a heartbeat.
Yeah.
We just need everyone to understand that we're all different.
Yes,
So
oh, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Okay, now we're ready for rapid fire questions. So are you
Oh,
ready?
sure. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
What's the most surprising thing you've learned from working with autistic children?
Surprising. Oh, they're hilarious, I think.
Love that.
Like all kids. I just think they say the funniest things. They're very direct. They
Yes.
just tell you how it is. They don't cover it up. I love it.
Yep. Oh, I love that too. What's your favorite way to celebrate your child's individuality?
Um, just I just bringing him everywhere with me, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just don't hide him. I don't
Yep.
hide fact either. So
Yep.
every day
Yep.
celebrated. Yeah.
I love that so much, and I wish that you could have told me that when my son was first diagnosed, right? Because I think I
Oh,
did really hide. I was probably hiding me more than I was hiding him, and I
yeah.
love that. Um, okay, what does progress look like for you?
Um, Depends what progress I think we're talking about for my boy or for society with understanding. Look, progress is just education and teaching. Doesn't matter what you're doing, in what space, what field, and it's about talking and communicating and
Yep.
just, I think, spreading the word,
Yep.
little steps, never big steps, just little.
I love that so much. How do you find gratitude in everyday life?
Oh, I find that that's sometimes easier now because of the journey we've been on.
Hmm.
Totally appreciating just the little moments with my family, honestly. Yeah,
Yes, I
just
love that.
recognizing when we're having a really cool moment.
Yep, yes, and being aware of it, right? Rather
Yeah,
than it just slipping by.
yeah.
If you could go back in time, what would you tell yourself post the diagnosis?
Oh, I would tell myself that you'll get through it. That there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is sunshine.
Yeah,
Maybe if I had have, I think everyone's journey is different. It could have been a little bit quicker than a couple of years. So it does get easier.
yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Oh,
Yeah.
Beck, thank you so much for coming on. I so appreciate your time.
Such a pleasure. It's just lovely working with you, Nat, and catching
Oh,
up.
thank you. And I'm so looking forward to the family day. I think it's going to be
Same.
such a great time. And especially because generally it's more aimed at, the parents just coming in by themselves. And I love that
Yeah.
we can incorporate the kids and for them to
Yeah.
have a really nice space to play in as well.
Yeah, they will. They definitely will. I'm looking forward to it too.
Awesome. So before we go, where can people find you on socials?
We are at WRTS Moorabbin AU
Hmm.
on Instagram and on Facebook.
Beautiful. And what's your web address?
www.werockthespectrum.com, moorabbin.com.au.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Beck. I will
Thanks,
talk to you
Nat.
soon.
Have a good Arvo. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.